This question is asking us to use the given information in this triangle below to fill in all the missing sides. So usually on a problem like this, I just go ahead and set up a table so it's clear what information we have and what information we don't. Okay, so we don't know what big A is, but we do know what big B is, and it is 26 degrees. And we do know what C is since it is given this right angle marker, which is 90 degrees. And then we know what little b is since it's across or opposite from big B. So little b is 15. Okay, in this situation, the first thing I would always do anytime I have two angles is find the missing angle. We know that the interior angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees, so we can find A right off the start. So A is going to be equal to 180 minus 90, which is 90, minus 26 degrees. In other words, A is going to be equal to 64 degrees. Okay, and then to find our other two missing sides, I would use the trig definitions. So I would start out with so, ka, toa. Okay, so now that we've filled in our trig definitions, let's actually go ahead and fill in what information we have. So we're going to go ahead and use this 26 degrees as our theta. So we have sine of 26 degrees. The opposite side from our 26-degree angle is our 15. So we have 15 over our hypotenuse, which is C. Then for cosine of 26 degrees, we have our adjacent side, which is A over our hypotenuse C, and then tangent of 26 degrees is equal to 15 over our adjacent side A. Okay, well, when we look at this top equation, notice we only have one missing variable, which is C. We filled in our opposite, we filled in our theta, and we only have one missing variable. And that's one of the ones we're looking for. And then notice the same thing down here with tangent. It's only got one missing variable. Well, anytime you've got one equation with one missing variable, you can always solve for that variable. So these will be the two equations we use to solve for C and A. So notice here that we have two missing variables, which means we can't use this equation given the information that we have to solve for anything. We would need one more equation for two variables. So that means we can use sine of 26 degrees to solve for C, and we can use tangent of 26 degrees to solve for A. So we get sine of 26 degrees is equal to 15 over C. Okay, so to solve for C, let's go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by C. So we get C sine of 26 degrees is equal to 15. And then to get C by itself, we can divide both sides by sine of 26 degrees to get C is equal to 15 divided by sine of 26 degrees. Okay, so we're going to do the same exact thing with tangent. So tangent of 26 degrees is equal to 15 over A. So if we multiply both sides by A, we get A tangent of 26 degrees is equal to 15. And then dividing both sides by tangent, we get that A is equal to 15 over tangent 26 degrees. Okay, so when we go and put those numbers in our calculator, we get that C is equal to 34.21. So C is equal to 34.21. And then when we plug 15 over tangent of 26 degrees into our calculator, we get 30.75. So we get A is equal to 30.75. So now we can do our rounding that tells us to do at the end. So for C, we get 34.1, sorry, 34.2. The one rounds down, so since we're rounding to one decimal place, we just end up with 34.2. And then for A, since we're rounding again to the first decimal place, the 5 costs us to round up, so we've got 30.8. So this should be our final answer for this question. For little a, we get 30.8. For little c, we get 34.2. And then for big A, we get 64 degrees.